Hi, you guys. Hunter and Nico, I miss you. This is your read along, your last read along for The Little House. So we left off on page 30. This week we're reading page 30 to 40. So here goes for page 30. Now the little house only saw the sun at noon and didn't see the moon or the stars at night at all because the lights of the city were too bright. She didn't like living in the city. At night she used to dream of the country and the fields of daisies and the apple trees dancing in the moonlight. Poor little house. The little house was very sad and lonely. Her paint was cracked and dirty. Her windows were broken and her shutters hung crookedly. She looked shabby, though she was just as good a house as ever underneath. Then one fine morning in spring, along came the great-great-granddaughter of the man who built the little house so well. She saw the shabby little house, but she didn't hurry by. There was something about the little house that made her stop and look again. She said to her husband, "That little house looks just like the little house my grandmother lived in when she was a little girl. Only that little house was way out in the country on a hill covered with daisies and apple trees growing around." There's the little house. Next page. They found out it was the very same house, so they went to the movers to see if the little house could be moved. The movers looked the little house over and said, "Sure, this house is as good as ever. She's built so well, we could move her anywhere." So they jacked up the little house and put her on wheels. Traffic was held up for hours, and they slowly moved her out of the city. See the little house? She's leaving. She's leaving that big city, and she's getting moved.
To what, Mommy?
Hold on, Mommy's finished reading. At first, the little house was frightened, but after she got used to it, she rather liked it. They rolled along the big road and they rolled along the little roads until they were way out in the country. When the little house saw the green grass and heard the birds singing, she didn't feel sad anymore. They went along and along, but they couldn't seem to find just the right place. They tried the little house here, and they tried her there. Finally, they saw a hill in the middle of a field and apple trees growing around. "There," said the great-great-granddaughter. "That's just the place." "Yes, it is," said the little house to herself. A cellar was dug on the top of the hill, and slowly they moved the house from the road to the hill. Oh, they found it. There the little house goes. All right, next page. The windows and shutters were fixed, and once again they painted her a lovely shade of pink. As the little house settled down on her new foundation, she smiled happily. Once again, she could watch the sun and moon and stars. Once again, she could watch the spring, the summer, and fall and winter come and go. Once again, she was lived in and taken care of. Look at her. She's so happy. Never again would she be curious about the city. Never again would she want to live there. The stars twinkled above her. A new moon was coming up. It was spring, and all was quiet and peaceful in the country. The end. The little house is now back where she wants to be. I'll see you guys in class.